Oh, hey guys, it's Suzanne from Just a Pinch of Crazy. I was going to take off my makeup for the day, so I'm going to use one of these charcoal wipes and take off my makeup. I have an idea though. You know when the mukbangers snap their fingers and they have all their feast set up on their table? How about when I snap my fingers, I'll have wiped all my makeup off of my face and you can see what I look like without my makeup on. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. If you want to learn how to make my twin over here, stick around. Hey guys, this is going to be an easy one and a fun one. You're going to need the witch from Dollar Tree, and we're going to repaint her face. So you're going to need some parchment paper or some tin foil to wrap around underneath her head as not to get the rest of her clothes messy. You're going to need some tape and some paint brushes, various shape sizes, some water for your paint, something to put your paint in, and you're going to need black paint, white paint, those are our staples, some red paint, some gray paint in the shade charcoal. This paint, I got all of this from Walmart. It's really cheap. What else is there? Christmas tree green. And then one more. We have dew green. Okay? First thing you're going to do is you're going to notice that she has a hood all the way up, covering her head up. So what you're going to have to do is remove that very slowly and gently because they have this material glued to the top of her head. You don't want to pull on it because this is really thin and it'll rip. So just do it very slowly, very carefully, and you'll end up with a bald witch like this. Oh, also we're going to need some raffia because we want to give her some hair. So hang on 1 minute. Okay, sorry. And this is raffia. I couldn't find it. It's a mess over there. All right. So first thing you're going to want to do is put this around the neck so that it doesn't get the clothes painted. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to paint the whole head black. So once that's dried, I'll tell you the next step. Let's get that started. Okay, we're going to try an easy method to paint this raffia. What I did was I took some parchment paper, I opened this up, and then I cut it in half. I put that half here. I took a huge amount of paint on my paintbrush and I just started like wiping it off onto the raffia. See, this is why we're doing it on parchment, because you can pick it up and hold it. And you're just going to put a few big globs in here. Okay? And then just smush it all over. Try to get that paint worked around in there onto all the pieces without actually having to sit there for hours and hours and hours trying to paint all sides of it. Okay. Just rubbing it all around, smushing it all in there. Alright, that looks pretty good. That worked well. So now we have our hair for our hag. So we're going to have to put this over here on top of these wood pieces over here. That's another project I got going for you guys. You're going to like that one. I hope, anyway. Alright, so I'm still covered in black. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to use green, and we are going to dry brush the green on her face. Okay, so make sure you have newspaper or a paper towel or a napkin or a piece of parchment paper so you can wipe off most of the paint, because when you dry brush, you're going to dip your brush in the paint and then you're going to wipe it off on something, and then you're going to start to paint your witch. I'm going to use parchment because I need a big area because I am very messy when I paint. Alright, this black is not completely dried on her face, but we're going to go for it anyway. Alright, so do not go in the crevices with this. Just like this, okay? We're wiping it off. I love the nose that they have on the Switch. I think it's awesome. I think this was a pretty cool witch for $1, honestly. I mean, the face, okay, it wasn't painted great. It was just a solid green. But what do you want for $1? I mean, I think it's great for people that like to do crafts, that like to paint, that can redo it. I love the hooked nose. The nose on here is like perfect. It's a perfect witch nose. All right. And as always, if you get more paint on than you would like, you know the trick. You just go back in with the dark color again, and then you just redo it. The back of her head. Kind of reminds me of the Green Goblin from Spider-Man a little bit. I always loved the way his face was too. That was a bit much in the ear, but that's all right. She's gonna have a lot of shadows on her face. All right. There we go. Better. All right, so we're gonna let this dry for a little bit. And then the next color we're going to go in with is the gray. All right, and the gray parts are just going to be the highlight. So we're going to do the same thing. We are going to be dry brushing on the gray. Dip your paintbrush in, wipe off as much as you can, and then the parts you want to stand out, you're going to go, sorry about that, my video cut off. All right, so we're taking the gray paint and we are dry brushing that over the spots that would hit the sun first if you went outside the highest parts of your face, like your forehead and your cheekbones, your chin, top of your nose. Okay. Maybe a little bit on your ears. Not going to have to worry too much about the head because we're going to be adding the hair. Okay. All right. Then we're going to take the last color which is Dew Green. And we're going to go over top of the highlighted areas again. You're going to put the Dew Green basically in the same spots as the Dew Green, but spots that you would like to pop even more, okay? And we're going to tap the brush this time. When we're putting this color on, you're going to tap it. If you get too much on, you can very gently wipe it with your finger. Okay. And don't forget, if you get too much in a spot, don't get all mad. Just go back in and redo it again. Start with your black, let the black dry in that area, and go from there. Okay. Be careful not to tap too hard on her. If you want to use your finger to tap on it, on the face, don't do it too hard, because just the slightest bit of pressure and you'll take every layer of paint off of this thing. So you really have to be very, very gentle. Okay, on the ears again. You can even make it go up the side of the head a little bit. And out above the ear. To the chin. A little bit up the side of the jaw. The other ear. She's getting there. She's getting there. I know it might look like a mess right now, but I'm telling you, it's going to work out. Have faith. All right. I'm pretty happy about that. So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back in the black, and we're going to highlight some of these spots that we want darker. Like her eyebrows, I want to be dark. I want it to be dark on the top and the bottom of her eye, underneath it and above it. The mole on her nose, I want that to be black. I want to darken up the spots right here under her mouth, under the nose, and under the cheek. Okay, above the ears a little bit right here, really, really close to the ears. I want to darken up just a tiny bit under the chin. All right, let's get that going. Same thing though, brush off as much paint as you can. Okay. Darken up the eye area. Bounce the brush around the eye area so that it looks like it blends with the other colors. Okay, back underneath by the mouth. We're going to darken this area up. Okay. Do our little butt chin. Do back by the ears. Okay. Down the sides of her neck here, on the sides of her jaw. I don't know if you can see that. You see that now. Under her neck, you want to just darken it up a little bit. Okay. And do the other side of her neck. You can do the back of her head a little bit. Okay. Now, you might want to go back in with your green, your first green that you used, and just tap a tiny little bit back around the eyes. Just a tiny bit, so it blends better with the highlighted part. It just doesn't go from black to boom, there's a light color. It blends a little bit better. It's not so harsh. All right, like that. Then we're gonna need white paint, and we're gonna paint her eyeballs white. And then we're gonna take the red paint and we're gonna paint inside her mouth. You're gonna need a very small paintbrush for this, so make sure you get like a detail paintbrush or very, very tiny pointy ones like this. Really thin, okay? So you don't want this to go everywhere and make a mess. All right, so we're gonna go back in. Here's one eyeball. All right, there's her eyeballs. Looks pretty cool. Alright, now we're going to get the red out. I'm going to leave her teeth black. I want her to have like a rotten teeth kind of look. I'm just going to paint the inside part of her mouth black, or red, sorry. Alright. And when you put too much paint on your palette like this, don't throw that out, because you're going to be throwing out a lot of paint. Take your paintbrush and scoop it up and just wipe it off the edge of your paint bottle and save it for next time. You'll be surprised how much paint you can save. Alright, now this is going to take a little bit of time here. This is a very tight space here. And you have to be super careful here on this spot. Try not to load up your brush too much with paint, because it'll just, it'll be making it harder for you to do this. Alright. Plug this back in. Hang on, guys. Make sure you get your glue gun ready, because this girl needs some hair. Don't paint over her snaggles. You want her snaggle teeth to be black. You guys call teeth like this snaggles? That's what we call them. I like her with her milky eyes. I was going to give her like a little red dot in the middle, but I like just the milky eyes. I think it's weird and creepy. I'm going to leave mine like that. You can put black dot in yours, red dot in yours. You can glue a little rhinestone in it, whatever you like. Alright, another thing I want to do is I just want to go back in with that green paint again, just brighten up under here just a tiny, tiny bit. Very thin area. That's better. And then I want to take another really tiny paintbrush and go in the black, and then just do her lips in black. And make sure that they're painted really good. And then you also can go over the teeth if you need to or want to. All right. Ooh, there she is up close. She's ugly. All right. I'm just going to outline this nose a little bit with some black. And I am going to go into these arches right here that are in her face. And I'm going to do the lines up here as well. Very lightly. Okay. You want to go around the eyes again. Okay, make sure they pop real good. We got a little line on her chin here. Little line on her chin by her butt chin. Some lines by her mouth to make her look old. Oh, that one's a little too big here. It's alright. If you make it a little too big, it's okay. You can always fix it. Okay? And then we have these lines that are on her cheek. I want to do these really light. I don't want the paint to be heavy on this. Okay. Alright, and you can touch up her ears a little bit if you want to. Redo the ear holes, blacken them up. Okay. you need to touch it up with another color, you could do that as well. And then we're just going to take that raffia and we're going to glue it to her head. Okay, so I'm going to do that off camera because, yeah, I am probably going to burn myself, honestly, about 1,000 times and swear, so I probably shouldn't do that on camera, but I'll be back. All right, let me just tell you what I did to amp her up a little bit. Okay, first I did the raffia. I put the raffia on her head, and I put some pieces short, some pieces long. They're all random, and they're all scattered throughout her head. I didn't want to make her have like a full head of hair because she's supposed to be like a hag, a witch. So witches, in my mind, have scraggly hair, right? So that's where I was going with that idea. Then I added some laying down. So I put them on her. And I also used some clear nail polish to go on the white part of the eyeballs, inside the mouth, and just the black part of her lip. Her lips are black, so I just did her lips, her mouth, and her eyeball. And the reason why I put the clear on is to make it look wet, right? Because your eyeball isn't dry, it's wet, and your mouth isn't dry, it's wet. So it makes it look a little bit more real. And then she was kind of, I don't know, skinny to me. So I added a little bit of creepy cloth. I just took the middle of the creepy cloth, I opened it up with my fingers and put it over her head, fixed it the way I wanted, and tied it with a piece of jute. So now I'm thinking she might need some hands. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them on or not, but I'm thinking, hey, I could take one of these skeletons, cut the hand off right here, paint it black, and then glue it here. And I was thinking, boy, you could pop his head off and stick the whole body underneath and try to glue the whole body under there. That would be also a good idea. Another thing I was thinking is, now I feel like I really want to make her a hat, a witch's hat. So I'm trying to rack my brain, think, what do I have in here that I can make her a witch's hat? Usually, I take the bottom and the top off of one of my rolls of ribbon, and then I'll glue it together, and then I'll paint it black. But it's a little bit little for her head. She needs a bigger hat than that. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bunch of old newspapers that I have laying around. And I'm just literally, it's old newspaper. I'm going to make the point to the witch's hat, and I'm just going to turn it in, right? Until it's that cone shape. Once I have the cone shape, I'm going to glue it together. I'm going to cut this so it's even. And then I'm going to make a base for it. I'm going to try to find a piece of cardboard. Excuse me. My nose is like acting crazy right now. I'm going to paint this black. And then I'm probably going to add some of this mesh ribbon around it. And when I have enough of that on, I'll probably fold this in half and use it as like a ribbon around the witch's hat. I'm going to work on the witch's hat because I definitely want her to have the hat. I don't know about the hands, but I definitely want her to have the hat. So I will be back when I'm done with it, the hat. I just wanted to show you the top glued on to a Samuel Adams beer box. And I'm just painting it black. And then I'm going to cover it with ribbon. Okay, so I just want to let you know what I did to finish the hat. I took a flower that I had spray painted black, and I attached that up here. I took one of those feather boas from the dollar store, and I ripped out a few feathers, and I glued them on either side of the flower. I also wrapped the cone of the hat with this black tulle from Dollar Tree, and then I also glued it around the edge. I took a piece like this and glued it around the edge of the hat. Okay, so it's hanging down the long way. Took a piece just like this and glued it on like that. Then once it was dried, then I just scrunched it up over top of the brim of the hat. I did that all the way around continuously with the tool, and then once it was dried, I just lifted it up. Okay? Also, I folded a piece of ribbon, a big thick ribbon from Dollar Tree, in half and glued it around the base of the point of the hat. I might glue on, I might put a bat on her somewhere maybe. Oh, also we need to glue on this body, and you'll see why later in another video. But you're going to take one of those big skeleton bodies, you're going to cut off the head, rip off the arms and legs. Save the arms and legs in case you want to attach them at a later date. But I'm going to go with the arms that she has here. But later, you may be able to reattach those legs and wrap them in, you know, paint them black, then wrap them in either something like this to make it look like stockings, or something like this tool. And you could also either completely remove the feet, and maybe you can find a little doll boot that you could glue onto the leg, or you could make some kind of shoe for the foot. That's up to you. If you want to leave the leg on and glue the body under there, you can. They come off on and off easily, but we're just going to glue it under here in the back like this, so she has a body. Okay? And you'll see what that's for later. Let me glue this on and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did the leg real quick, okay? I measured out the ribbon like this. I cut it off with a roller. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the bead of hot glue down the front, right in the middle, and then I'm going to take the leg and I'm going to put it right on there. You got to make sure that these little nubs peek out the top and the bottom, because that's how you connect the leg back into the skeleton. Okay, so then you're going to run another bead of glue down the middle and fold one half over. Be careful when you do this, because this glue gets super hot. Alright, then you're going to run a bead of glue on top of that ribbon down the middle, and then fold the other half over. Even more carefully than you did the first one, because now you have double the glue that can burn you. I was only supposed to show you how to paint the face and put on the hair, and then I started doing all these extras. Once I get started with all this, I can't stop. I think of more and more ideas, and I'm like, oh, that'll be cool, and I keep going and going. So I apologize. So if you're watching this video to learn how to paint the face, I apologize. I'm going on a tangent here and just keep adding more and more and more. But I just want to show you what you can do if you want to do it. If you want to just paint the face, it even makes it 10 times better just painting the face, rather than that green, plain old face that they left her have. Alright, and then you have the body glued on underneath. Okay? And then she has on her witch stockings, but she doesn't have any feet. But that's alright, I'm not going to worry about the feet tonight. I think I did way more than I should have. Way more than what I was going to do. But here she is. I hope you liked her. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I hope you make a witch of your own to hang up. I'm going to show you something really cool with one of the projects that I already did. And I'm going to link it in the description when I show you. So now you know how to make her. And there's another project of a broom. And we're going to put the two together. Okay, so stick around for that, and I am going to show you how to do it. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Guys, I just want to show you how I got my witch to fly on the broom without me touching her. So I have her legs straddled across the bar, and then I wrapped a thick wire around her neck and tied it in the back by her neck then ran it up the wall to a hook, and I looped over the wire over the hook that is being held around her neck. And then if you look at the witch's hands, if you pull back her dress, her hands were already like this with the hooks. Okay, so I just attached the hooks together on both hands, and then I attached it to the string on the broom, and then I attached the broom on the wall with a tack. Now, wherever you place this in your house, you're going to need a place to tack up the broom and a place to hang the witch's neck from on the hook. If you guys can come up with a better way to get her to stay on the broom without touching her, I would love to hear it. Also, in order for me to get her on that broom, all I had to do with the broom was to take off the bow that I had on. I just simply removed the bow. It was just tied on. And then I just undid the sign. And all you have to do then is just take the jute cord, tie it in a knot, and you can hang the sign right back up by her. And if you want to put it all back together, all you have to do is untie it, attach it back to the broom, and take her off and put the bow back on. There we go, just like that. Very easy, very quick to fix this. You can even take this bow and you could even put it back here on the broom if you wanted to. It's up to you. I kind of like it better with the sign detached from the broom and her on it. Alright, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and let me see some pictures of how you redid your Dollar Tree witch. Alright, guys, I love you. Have a good night. Just want to let you guys know also that if you grab the head like this on each side of the ear and gently twist it, the head will turn. But be gentle when you're turning it.